families continue putting pressure on the government, and we are hearing that the Israeli leaders are reviewing a proposal now from Hamas. The terror group wants a 3 to 5 day ceasefire. In exchange, they say they will release some of the hostages. So far, no deal has been announced on this, but it is a growing concern for so many of these families who are now marching and asking for renewed calls for the release of their loved ones. The UN is also now calling on Israel to grant access to Gaza to investigate some of the competing claims that we're hearing about the Al-Shifa hospital. Israel says Hamas is using the facility for military purposes, something being denied by Hamas and medical officials. Joining us now is Dakota Wood. He is the Senior Research Fellow at the Heritage Foundation. Dakota, thank you once again for being with us. I'd like to start with the mission for Israel to defeat Hamas. Is it becoming more difficult as calls for a ceasefire grow globally right now and some of the humanitarian crisis is worsening?
Well, the Israeli government has said that they really don't care what world opinion is. Now, they say that in public, but in private, they have to know that the support that they've received from the United States and others up to this point in time has been because there was a lot of sympathy with Israel in the wake of the atrocities of October 7th. But as you point out and your reporters are pointing out, the longer this goes and the more innocents, meaning children, young women that are shown across social media as being casualties, hearts start to go out then to the Palestinian people. But Israel has dealt with Hamas for 20 years or more, suicide bombings, kidnappings, targeted assassinations, again, the horrors of October 7th. And the government has determined with large popular support in Israel that they can no longer tolerate Hamas as a coexisting entity right there on the borders of Israel.
Right. Just to remind folks, if you haven't been sure about it until now, Hamas is a terrorist organization. It was displayed on October the 7th, and they've had many more opportunities. What are the biggest challenges, Dakota, militarily, though, for Israel right now, dealing with a terror group that doesn't play by the rules, that international law, when it applies to war, doesn't seem to apply to them, how that impacts the strategy?
Yeah, these rules of war pertain to organized militaries sanctioned by governments. They have command structures and uniforms, and they just operate in a certain way, whether you're Americans or Germans or Japanese or British or what have you. That's what's in the mind's eye. The problem with insurgencies and with terrorists, same clothing as the locals, they stash all their goods inside of mosques and hospitals and schools. The IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, have shown images of mortar rounds, munitions fired by a mortar that was in a closet in an elementary school. I mean, who does this? So when you're moving amongst the people and you continue to pose a lethal threat to Israel, like Hamas is doing, Israel has two choices. They allow themselves to continue to be attacked and Hamas to use Gaza as a base of operations, or they go in and try to destroy it as a military organization. And unfortunately, the civilians caught in the middle of this, even if they have been supporting Hamas, lo these many years, become victims or casualties inside this carnage. It's why war is so ugly, but sometimes it's absolutely necessary to remove such an evil threat as Hamas is.
Right. And war so different seen now through social media, right? We have access to images a lot sooner and closer than we ever have before. There has been some talk about releasing the hostages and exchange, women and children. It still hasn't happened yet. What are you hearing?
Well, no, you're right. They found bodies of hostages that were taken by Hamas terrorists there on October 7th back into Gaza. But what does it say about Hamas as an entity, as an organization, that they would hold children and the elderly and women as hostages, as bargaining chips, just, kind of using them to bait Israel, to come into Gaza. And if somebody gets killed in that midst, then they use that as propaganda value. So, I mean, who does that? So, again, I think it's another indicator of the nature of this terrorist organization that Israel has to deal with. If they were to release the hostages, now they have less of a shield and they're more of a target. If they hold on to the hostages, then they have the propaganda value of using them as bargaining chips or as propaganda value, to display their bodies on social media, as they did that weekend of October 7th. It's just an ugly, ugly situation.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.